Good morning. Welcome to Story Hour. Now, yesterday I got some fan mail for the story that I read yesterday, and it's from a Mr. Wilkins, aged 51, from Milton Keynes. He says, Dear asshole, yesterday you read a story to my kid on Story Hour in which you explain what happens when two pandas love each other very much and the lights go out in the bedroom. This is outrageous. I'm coming over to beat your brains out. Well, thank you, Mr. Wilkins, for that lovely letter. Now, today, I have something a little bit more safe than frisky pandas. Today, I'm going to read to you a special story. It's a violent spy thriller called The Renegade Spy by Mark O'Neill. I hear this Mark O'Neill is a good author. I hear he is exceptionally talented at his books and that everybody should read this book. In fact, read all of his books. I'll be doing that after Story Hour. So, I'm going to read Chapter 1. I'm sure you'll be gripped, children. Hold on to your pants. So, Chapter 1. Here we go. Frisky pandas, try and beat this one. It was a good night for a killing. Take my glasses off. Start again. Chapter 1. It was a good night for a killing. Da, da, da. Those were the first thoughts of the assassin known as the Scorpion as he quietly entered the darkened room of the rented rundown apartment. He set down the thick canvas bag on the dirty rug. Obviously didn't do his cleaning. His muscles were cramped, so he stretched his shoulders and slowly rotated his neck until he could feel the discomfort easing. Crouching down, he crawled over to the window and peered out. The neon lights of the brothel on the opposite side of the street blinked on and off, slightly illuminating the apartment. Now, at this point, children, I should explain that a brothel is when a man and a woman go into a room, money is exchanged, and then they do what the frisky pandas do when the door is closed. Ask your father. He's probably been there. But the Scorpion remained in the shadows. There was no real need to worry. There was zero chance of the target's bodyguards noticing him up there on the 5th floor. He had been observing them for almost a week, and he had rapidly come to the conclusion that they were all inept idiots, hired for their brawn rather than their brains. But the Scorpion hadn't survived this long by taking unnecessary risks. In fact, he was excessive in the amount of caution he took, as well as the preparation time before he carried out a job. Are you gripped so far? Okay. Yeah, okay. He took off his expensive dark suede jacket and folded it neatly, placing it beside him, despite the grime that covered the floor. The meticulousness of the process calmed him before each job, each routine having an important place in his mind. Any disruption to this routine deeply disturbed him. Superstition was a weakness of his, although he would be loath to admit it. The absence of the jacket revealed that he was a muscular, athletic man. Probably your mum would like him. He had a chiseled chin, a buzz-cut haircut, skin tight around the face, and a dark brown suntan, courtesy of the French Foreign Legion. But nobody knew of his Legion background, nor did anyone know his real name. He had taken steps to ensure that all traces of his existence had been totally wiped out. He remained a shadow, living on the fringes of society. Those in the business that live a high profile are the ones begging to be arrested. The Scorpion had no such desire to end up like that. He's a professional. He flipped up the catches on his case and opened the lid to reveal a sniper's rifle inside. Lightweight and with a range of just over 700 meters, the battered rifle had always been his weapon of choice. It had never let him down once, and had travelled the world with him. He had lost count of the number of kills he had managed to achieve with it. There was something almost sexual by the way he stroked it and examined it minutely. It had never jammed on him and had saved his life on more than one occasion. What's that? I'm being cancelled? Story Hour is off the air? There are lynch mobs forming outside? Oh dear. I'm sorry, children. I've just been informed by my producers that Story Hour has now been cancelled because they take great exception to what I'm reading you. It would seem that frisky pandas are indeed much preferred to The Renegade Spy by Mark O'Neill. Available on Amazon. Bye now, and read the rest of the story and find out what the Scorpion gets up to at the brothel. I've got to go, children. The lynch mobs are coming. I have to run for my life.